So with our upcoming 2025 season, we decided to go on the search to add some cameras so we could have additional angles. Now, of course, we don't want to spend big money on these cameras because we're going to put them in positions where they could not survive the pass. So that being said, I went on a search looking for these cameras. And of course, once I got back onto my social media pages, I had nothing but ads. Ads claiming that we should not waste money on GoPro cameras and that their cameras were way better for a fifth of the price. So I decided to go on this journey, and some of the results may or may not surprise you. Stick around and we'll show you what those look like. Okay, so here we are. If you watched the intro, you know you'll notice that was shot in 3 different angles, and that was from actually 3 different cameras, and you can see I have them here boxed up, which makes this clip actually older than the first one. So if you're still with me at this point, I guess technically you're a time traveler, so congratulations on that. That being said, the reason I'm here at this junction is I've been asked a few different times what camera I actually use for my channel. And when I tell people, they're like, oh yeah, I'm not ready to get that far invested. And I get that. The GoPro is a little bit more pricey. That being said, I've seen this camera here particularly come across my feed multiple times about how it's cheaper and way better than GoPros and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So I decided I'm going to put that to the test. We were looking for some stunt style cameras for our season coming up that we can put into some positions where they might be a little questionable. And, obviously we don't have a $10,000 camera in that kind of position. So we're going to give these cameras here a shot. I bought a pair of them just so I can do a fair review on it. And again, so I'm not a review channel, I'm not a gadget channel or anything like that. So this video is actually going to include a project for some upgrades that we're going to be doing with Annabelle. And I'm going to shoot it in multiple angles with these cameras. So to get started, I'll go over these cameras. At this point in the video, they haven't been unboxed yet. So I'll probably put some numbers somewhere in the bottom of the screen someplace. That way you can see the clip. And at the end of this video, I'll tell you which camera corresponds with which number, and you guys can make your own call on that. So without any further ado, let's get this started. Okay guys, if you're still tuned in with me here, obviously you've seen that what this video is mainly about is suspension upgrades. Granted, we're doing this little camera review thing for field, test cameras we're going to use in the field once we get out there racing this season. But like I said, we're making suspension upgrades, so figured I'd stop here real quick now that we got everything off the car and show you what we got. I'm going to show you what we got going on here. So basically, this is what we're going to be doing. We're going to be cutting out the shock tower area. I'll show you that here in a second. And then we're going to be putting these back in place. This is obviously going to convert the car to a coilover setup. These are from TRZ. A friend of ours had these on Marketplace, and I jumped on them pretty quick because they're barely used. But you can see these are not TRZ control arms. These are 417 Motorsports, but tubular control arms. Fun fact, just for curiosity's sake, I went ahead and scaled those compared to the factory control arms. 18 pounds is what we're taking off the front of this thing total. So, not that we was really trying to save weight, but anyway. So, let me spin you back around. So, yeah. Basically, what's going to happen is, this is going to get cut off right here. And we'll lose this, and there will be a big hole underneath, which is, you can kind of see in here. It's where the spring pocket would be. That'll get enlarged a little bit, so a coilover shock and cap and everything will fit up through there. And that'll give us the option to run coilovers. the end result goal here is to get a little bit more travel out of the front end of this car. Originally, I was looking at doing like a Nicky Bobby front end, but two things concern me. Everyone that's running them has a small block. Not saying you can't run a big block, but you probably, you know, I didn't see any of them. And then the other problem is at some point this car is going to have some other changes that I need to be prepared for. I'm not quite ready to just cut the frame all to crap, so because I'll have to leave. I'll really need it like this probably if we do things in the future, and I'll cover that later on, probably way later on. But either way, so what we're gonna do for now is, like I said, we're gonna get this cut out and then get this ready to convert this over to the coilers. I don't have the shocks right now. I wanted to get the control arms and stuff like that in place before I did all that, so you know, we're gonna get that done and then go from there. Alrighty, there you go. So you can see that we did the welding stuff, got that bracket welded in. I went ahead and kind of assembled it together a little bit so you guys can kind of see what it's going to be about. The spring is actually not the right coil or spring shock, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, so this is it. You can see it's basically just sitting on top of this bracket right now. So there's some things I'll have to go back and fix, but nothing that's a major deal. But yeah. You can see that's basically the kit. It's all welded up, control arms and stuff. Like I said, it's just sitting on there. It's not tightened down or anything like that. So I'll have to get shocks for it. I'll probably take that one out and then just, you know, see where we're gonna be at as far as getting everything leveled out so I can figure out what shocks I'm gonna need to get. And obviously I'm gonna do the other side because clearly I have not done that. So in the essence of making this video not like 2 days long so it's completely boring, I just did one side so you guys can see what we're doing. So that would be it. That's gonna be the conclusion of the video for this part of the project. Obviously I'll get the other side done and then we'll hopefully this weekend we'll push it out, get it cleaned up, and then we'll be ready to put the motor back in. So so that being said, I appreciate it, and make sure you stay here because coming up now, I'm going to give you guys the rundown on which cameras, which numbers, and what I thought. So here you go. Alright guys, here we are. We have reached the end of the video, the dramatic conclusion and answers for the camera review. So I'm going to start these countdown from 3 to 1. So starting with camera 3, I don't have it in my hands because camera 3 was the old trusty GoPro camera. That's right, the one I'm recording it with right now. Just so you know that all these cameras were recorded on 4K, 30 frames per second settings, so they all had the same setup in them. As you can see in the videos, there's dramatic differences. But so camera number 3, like I said, the old GoPro, you guys seen all the other videos with it, so you know it's just a Hero 12. You know, it's pretty much the standard GoPro stuff. So you've seen it, and that was camera 3. Let's move on to camera 2. So that's right, camera 2. That was the ever so popular Roamix camera that you may or may have not seen on Facebook. It comes in this case. Now I don't know about the waterproof parts. I didn't test any of that stuff, but as you've seen in the video quality was lacking. And the sound quality is not that great. But they also come in these cases, and they don't come with an actual open case because of course they're waterproof, so they make this thing airtight sealed. But still, that being said, it didn't pick up basically any sound, so very, very minimal. But anyways, so yeah, it's the Roamix. You can see here just a basic You know, it's super lightweight. It'll be our extreme stunt camera moving forward, I would guess. But yeah, so no surprise. It's a $50 camera. So, you know, what do you expect? So, that being said, that's that one. So, if you're looking for something that's not the greatest video quality, but it's fairly reasonably priced, there is this possibility. But let's move on to camera number one. Camera number one being this Akaso Brave 4. That's right, I actually got this off of Amazon. This one is actually a little more surprising to me, and I'll tell you why. This camera, you can see, is a lot like the Roamix camera. Basically the same type of design. I mean, it's basically a plastic case, super light. But the video quality was way, way better, and this camera is like $10 more than the Roamix. So, and it does have a little better sound quality. Again, the case is tight sealed, so it does muffle it, but if you take it out of the case, it does change the way it picks it up. There may be settings actually on the Roamix that'll improve it. I'm not really sure, I haven't really looked into it, but either way, I changed the video quality after I recorded this just to see if it changed, and it doesn't. So, so basically, yeah, if you're looking for something that's extremely great quality, stuff like that, you're probably gonna wanna stay with the GoPro. If you're just looking for something cheap, you're gonna go trail riding, doing some ramping things and stuff like that, and you're looking for something that's basic, that's pretty decent, I would recommend this Akaso one, honestly. It's for pretty reasonably priced and stuff like that. We may end up actually getting more of them, you know, just for outdoor stuff when we stick it on the cars, things like that. You know, put them in places where gives us different angles, and then save the GoPros, and then anything else for interior stuff, outside stuff. So that being said, I appreciate you guys that have followed along and stayed all the way to the end here, along with our journey here. Make sure you hit that subscribe button there in your bottom right hand corner. Give us a like and comment. You know, we always try to respond to our comments. We appreciate every minute you guys give us, and hopefully we'll see you on the next one.